children, welcome to Zero Panic Maths. In today's session, let us continue solving the problems in exercise 4.3. Okay, now before you start watching this video, I recommend you to watch the just previous session which was on the nature of roots of a quadratic equation, because the introduction part was covered on that video, so that will actually help you in understanding what exactly we are doing here in exercise 4.3. okay, let us continue the exercise 4.3 and find out the nature of the roots of the following quadratic equation. If the roots are real and or if the roots exist, then find them. uh, by looking into the quadratic equation 2x square minus 3x plus 5, we have to find out a. What is a? 2. What is b? B is minus 3. And what is c? C is 5. So we have to find out the discriminant to decide whether the real roots exist or not. Okay, so let us find out the discriminant first. So what is the discriminant? Discriminant d is equal to b square minus 4ac, right? So what is b? B is minus 3. Minus 3 square minus 4a. What is a? A is 2. What is c? Is 5, right? So 3 square, which is 9, minus 4 2s are 8, 8 5s are 40, right? So what is this? It is minus 31, which is less than 0. So if the roots are if the discriminant is less than 0, then what is the nature of the root? Is the root is not real. Okay, so therefore the roots of the equation are not real. Roots of the equation, which equation? Roots of the given equation are not real. Are not real. So if the roots are real, then only you will have to find them by using that formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. Okay, this formula we have discussed in the previous session. Okay, so now this is what the solution of this problem. Okay, now let us move to the next problem. Again, here also don't look at the coefficients of x and x square. You just identify what is a, what is b, what is c, apply the discriminant formula and find out the value of that for greater than 0, equal to 0 and less than 0. Okay, so that is what you have to do it blindly. Okay, so what is a in the given equation? It is 3. What is b? B is minus 4 square root of 3. Okay, just to put that value. Okay, and what is c? C is 4. Okay, right. What is discriminant then? Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Okay, right. What is b? Minus b square root of 3 square. It is b square, right? Minus 4a. A is 3. What is c? It is 4. Okay, right. It is minus 4 square separately I'm considering, and square root of 3 square separately I'm considering. So 4 3s are 12, 12 4s are 48. It is now it is 16 into 3, right? Square root and square will get cancelled, and 3, it is minus 4 into minus 4, which is 16. Correct? 16 3s are 48. So the value is 0. If the discriminant value b square minus 4ac is 0, then what is the nature of the root? The roots are real and equal. You're going to find out the two roots, but those two roots, the value of those two roots will be equal to each other. Therefore, the roots are real and equal. The roots are real and equal. Now let us find out the real and equal roots. This is first part of our problem. The second part is to put the same values a, b, c into the given formula for the quadratic equation roots, and then find out the roots. Okay, what is that formula? X is equal to minus b. Minus b is minus of 4 square root of 3 minus b plus or minus square root of what? Square root of discriminant. What is discriminant value? We have already derived that value in the first part, that is square root of 0. Discriminant is 0, so you don't have to worry about that part, right? Now 2a is 2 into 3. So the two roots are actually the same value with the two roots, one with plus 0 and one with minus 0. It does not make any difference. So let us take minus into minus, that is 4. Okay, I will write that as 4 and root 3. Okay, divided by 2 into 3. I will keep it like this only because I just want 2 to be cancelled with this. Right, now can I cancel root 3 with this 3 also? It is possible. How do I do that? Is I'll write 2 root 3 and 3 I will write it as square root of 3 and square root of 3. It is square root of 3 square, where square and roots will get cancelled and only 3 will remain. Okay, so why did I wrote 3 as 3 into square root of 3 into square root of 3? Because I want to cancel that square root of 3 from the numerator. Okay, so therefore the two equal roots are, what are those equal roots? X is equal to the same value, you have to write it twice. X is equal to 2 divided by square root of root 3 and 2 divided by square root of root 3. This is what the solution of this problem. Understood this? Okay, now let us move quickly to the next problem. Okay, again find out a, b is minus 6 and c is equal to 3. Okay, find out the discriminant. D is equal to b square minus 4ac. Okay, we are doing the same thing with all these problems. Okay, b square, which is minus 6 square, for a and c, for a c. Okay, b square, that is 36 minus 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24, and what is the value of this? It is 12, which is greater than 0. Okay, discriminant value is greater than 0. So what is the nature of the root? If the discriminant is greater than 0, the roots are real but they are distinct. Okay, so therefore the roots of the equation are real and distinct. We will say real and distinct. Okay, let us find out the two real and distinct roots by putting that into the formula. X is equal to, what is the formula? Minus b. What is minus b? Minus of minus 6 minus b plus or minus square root of, what is the discriminant value? That is 12, right, divided by 2 into a, that is also 2. Okay, now here you have to do little bit of adjustment to cancel 2 from this square root of 2. Okay, let us see how do I do that. Okay, minus into minus, I will write 6. Okay, and with plus 1 root and with minus 1 root you have to do. Okay, so how do I write square root of 12 as square root of 4 into square root of 3, right? That is square root of 12. 4 3s are 12. So I'll be writing this as square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 3 divided by 2 into 2. Let us keep that 2 into 2 as it is only, because I just want that to be cancelled later when I take something common out of this. Okay, so this is with plus, and there is one more root with minus symbol, that minus b plus is one root and minus b with minus is another root, right? So this is square root of 4 as it is only, but with minus symbol, right? 2 into 2. So these are the two roots I'm taking. So it is actually what I'm trying to do here is I'm doing this as a square root of 4. I'm writing it as 2 and divided by 2 into 2. So this also I'm writing it as 2 square root of 3 divided by 2 into 2. You can make it 4 also. Later you can cancel that with the other values. So out of this I can take 2 out. Okay, and what remains inside this is 3 plus square root of 3. Fine, right? See, 2 3s are 6 and 2 into square root of 3 divided by 2 into 2. Now you understood why I was keeping that 2, because I just wanted it to be cancelled later. That's all. Okay, even if you write 4 here also, later you can multiply that with 2 ones and 2 twos, that is also fine. Okay, that step was also fine. So 2 common here also, 3 minus 2, sorry, 2 is already out. So 3 minus square root of 3. So 2 got cancelled. So what are the two real and distinct roots? Is 3 plus square root of 3 divided by 2. Okay. So 3 plus square root of 3 divided by 2 and 3 minus square root of 3 divided by 2. These are the two real and distinct roots. These are real but distinct roots. Okay. Now let us continue on to the second set of problems. Okay. Here the question is little bit different, that they have already given that the roots are the quadratic equations roots are equal only, the two equal roots. Okay, assuming that this equation has equal roots, we have to find out the value of k, value of k. Okay, so what we should start with is, given that roots are roots of the equation, we can say that roots of the equation are real and equal, real and equal, discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So this is what given to us. Now let us substitute a, b, c into this and find out the value of k. That's all we are going to do. Okay. Therefore, what is b here? What is b? B itself is k. B itself is k. So that is k square minus 4a. What is a? Is 2. What is c? Is 3. Is equal to 0. Therefore, k square minus 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24 is 0. Okay. So, let us write k square minus 4 2s are 8, 3s are 24 is equal to 0. Right. Then what is k square? K square is equal to 24 plus 24. Okay. Now, let me write plus 24 as 4 multiplied by 6. Okay, 4 6 the because I'm going to transfer this square to that side. Okay, or else I can write k is equal to plus or minus square root of 24. Is it fine? Okay, whenever you transfer square to that side, you have to always write plus or minus, because I told you that the square of any negative number and positive number both makes the square root value equal. Okay, so that's why we have to write this plus or minus always when you transfer square to the other side. Okay, now I can write the square. I cannot find the exact value of square root of 24 because it is not a perfect square. I can write that as square root of 4 into square root of 6. Okay, so I can just continuing in that line. So I can just write square root of sorry, plus or minus square root of 24. I'm writing it as 4 6. Okay, and square root of 4 I'm writing it as plus or minus it is 2 square root of 6. So this is the value of k. That's all. Okay, nothing else. So the value of k in this equation, making the roots are real and equal, will be plus or minus 2 square root of 6. So this is first question. Second is also given the same condition. What is that condition? Condition is the roots of this equation are equal. Okay, let us multiply this because k might appear multiple times here. First of all, derive a quadratic equation out of this. Okay, so kx into x is kx square minus kx into 2, it is 2kx. I'm writing it as 2kx, making minus 2k as the b value. Okay, plus 6 is equal to 0. Is it correct? Kx square, kx minus 2, so 2kx. Okay, so given this, what is a is k, what is b is minus 2k, and what is c is 6. Let us find out the discriminant. Okay, now since the discriminant, they already told that the two roots are equal, we know that the discriminant is equal to 0. Okay, so given b square minus 4ac is equal to 0 because the roots are equal, discriminant will be equal to 0. So let us put the value of b here, minus 2k whole square minus 4a. What is a is again another k, and c is 6, right? So 2 square, that is minus 2 square, that is 4, 4k square minus 24k, sorry, 24k, 4 6 into k is equal to 0. This is also equal to 0 because that was given only. Okay, now let us take 4k outside common, 4k common. So what remains here is k, 4k is k only. So I'm remained with k here, so it is 6 is equal to 0. Is it right? 4k into k square, 4k into this is this one. Okay, now what remains? So I can just take 4k to that side, 0 by 4k is 0 only. So therefore k minus 6 is equal to 0, and what is final value of k is 6. So this is the solution for this. So putting the value of k is equal to 6 into this equation creates the quadratic equation whose roots will be real and equal. Okay, so this is the solution for this problem. Okay, let us continue with the next problem. Okay, now the next problem is it possible to design a rectangular mango groove? There is a rectangular shape. Okay, forget about what is mango groove or whatever it is, huh? So design a rectangular, which it is a rectangular whose length is twice its breadth. Okay, so if breadth is x, length is 2x, that's all. Okay, and the area is 800, area is 800 meter square. Now let us just simply assume a rectangular. So it is a rectangle and suppose it is x, which is breadth, and what they are saying is whose length is twice its breadth. Okay, so it is breadth, it is length. Okay, see, it is breadth, b is equal to, and it is length. And what is the area they are saying? Area they are saying it is 800 meter square. And how do you find out the area of a rectangle? Is by multiplying length and breadth. Okay, so therefore what is given? What is given? Given is length into breadth. X into 2x is equal to 800, right? That is given. So x into 2x, which is 2x square, okay, minus 800 is equal to 0. This is what our quadratic equation is. Okay, there is no b term here. There is no b term, means b is equal to 0. We need to find out whether this situation is possible or not. Okay, if yes, then we'll have to find out the length and breadth. As just take 2 common and reduce this, divide by 2. Okay, it will be 400. Now I think this is fine. Okay, this is, assume this is our equation. Okay, now find out what is a. A is 1. What is b? B is 0, because there is no x term. B is 0. What is c? C is minus 400. Okay, now find out the discriminant. What is d? Discriminant, b square minus 4ac. What is b square? Is 0 square minus 0 square is 0 only, minus 4a is 1 and c is minus 400. So minus into minus, this is plus, and 400 into 6, it is 1600, plus 1600, which is greater than 0. So since the discriminant is greater than 0, it means that the roots are real and distinct. The roots are real and distinct. So it means that this situation is possible. Okay, therefore the situation is possible. You can write the situation is possible. The first part, the situation is possible. You write that as the first part of this problem, and as a second part of this problem, we have to find out that exact roots. We have to find out the value of x and 2x as breadth and length. That is the second part, right? Okay, and how do you find out that? By using the formula. What is that formula? Minus b plus or minus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. Okay, remember that formula. So minus of 0, that is minus of 0, there is no b value, right? Plus or minus square root of, what is that? 1600. Square root of 1600 divided by 2. A. What is A? A is 1. So plus square root of 1600 by 2 is one root, and minus square root of 1600 divided by 2 is another root, right? So you can say plus or minus, what is square root of 1600? It is 40 divided by 2. It is 2 ones are and 2 2s are 0. So therefore x is equal to plus or minus 20. Okay, but since x is considered as breadth of that rectangular area, okay, x cannot be negative. Though there are two distinct values, one with positive and one with negative, let us consider 20 plus as the breadth of the rectangle. Okay, so therefore the breadth of rectangle, x is equal to 20 meter. X is equal to 20 meter, that is plus 20 meter. And length, what they have given? Length as twice of its breadth, which is 2 into x, sorry, 2 into 20, 2 into, sorry, 2 into 20, which is 40 meter. So you will have to add one more line here, ignoring the negative root. Ignoring the negative root, we need to consider the breadth of the rectangle as a positive x value. Okay. So this is how you decide whether the situation is possible, and then if possible you have to find out the solution. Remember this, because whenever they ask that whether the situation is possible, you have to find out the discriminant, and if the discriminant value is less than 0, the situation is not possible. For the other two possibilities, it is possible. Let us move to the next problem. Now again, there are two parts of this. Is the following situation possible? Again, you have to find out a quadratic equation and then find out the discriminant of that, and if the discriminant value is greater than or equal to 0, the situation is possible, else the situation is not possible. Okay, let us do that. Okay, the sum of the ages of two friends is 20 years. Okay, they have given, let uh, let the current age of one friend, current age. So they have given one and another friend, one and other friend, right? Two friends. Current age of friend one, you can say. Okay. Friend one is X years. So the difference they have given, okay, so sum of the two friends is 20, right? Sum of the two friends. And the current age of friend two will be, what is that then? If it is X plus Y, then it will be, sorry, 20 minus x. Other information is 4 years ago. So you know such kind of problems. If when it is said as 4 years ago, then you have to do -4 -4 from both the ages. That will take us to 4 years ago. Okay. So the product of their ages. So if you subtract 4 from them, okay, then whatever product you get, that product will be equal to 48. Okay, that is what the information. Now what they are saying, before 4 years, before 4 years, I will write it here, before 4 years, x minus 4, which is the age of first friend before 4 years, and what is the age of second friend is 20 minus x minus 4, because you have to subtract 4 from second friend age also, and the product of these two, they have given it as 48. Understood this? Okay, this is 20 minus 4, 16 minus x. Okay, that we will consider it as 16 minus x. So let us multiply x with 16 minus x once and minus 4 with 16 minus x to make it simpler, right? 16 minus x, this part I am taking twice, once with x and once with minus 4. Okay, this is the step. Okay, now 16 into x, which is 16x, minus x into x is x square. 4 into minus 4 into 16 is 64. Minus into minus plus 4x, and take 48 to this side, which will be minus 48 is equal to 0. Right? Okay. So okay, it will be minus x square. I'm writing x square term first, then 16x plus 4x, which is 20x. Is it fine? Plus 20x minus 64 minus 48, it is 100, 104, 112. Minus 112 is equal to 0. Okay, so let us multiply minus throughout, will actually give us x square minus 20x, and this minus will become plus, and it is 112 is equal to 0. So this is what the quadratic equation finally we got. Now we have to find out the discriminant by using this quadratic equation, and find out whether that discriminant gives us the nature as real. Okay, if the real, then the situation is possible, else the situation is not possible. Okay, now let us consider this also. So what is a here? Let me write here only. What is a? A is 1. What is b? B is minus 20. And what is c? Is 1 1 2. Let me directly start as the discriminant here. Okay, so d is equal to b square minus 4ac. And what is b? Is minus 20, right? Minus 20 square minus 4ac. For a is 1 and c is 112. Okay, and minus 20 square, which is 400, right? Minus 100, 400, 12 fours are 48, 448, right? 400 minus 448 will give us minus 48 as the result, and the discriminant value is less than 0. So the roots are not real. Okay, so therefore since the roots are since the roots are not real, roots are not real, the given situation is not possible. The given situation is not possible. This is what you have to say finally. Okay, so if the situation was possible, then you might have to find out the roots of that. Okay, so this is the solution for this. Okay, let us move to the next problem. Again, whether the situation is possible. Okay, now is it possible to design a rectangular park? Again, a rectangle. Okay, rectangular park. And what they have given, the perimeter as 80 meter. Perimeter is actually the length of the rectangle taken by sides, or else you can say uh, the sum of lengths of sides of the rectangle. Sum of lengths of all the four sides of the rectangle is perimeter. Area, as you already know, is breadth into length, breadth multiplied by length. So they have given perimeter and area. We'll have to find out its length and breadth. Let breadth, I will consider breadth as x. Breadth of rectangle as x. Okay, so if it is x, then what will be length? What will be length of the rectangle? So given is, so I cannot directly write the length of the rectangle. Considering breadth as x, I cannot directly write. That's why I'm giving you more detailed explanation of that. So what is given is perimeter is 80 meters. Okay, so perimeter is 2 times breadth plus length, right? Always. Now why I am taking this, see, consider this as a rectangle, then if it is breadth, it is length. So opposite sides in rectangle are always equal, so it is length, it is length, it is breadth. So 2 times b plus b, it is 2b, and l plus l, it is 2 times length. This is what the perimeter is. This is what the perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so this only I wrote it as b plus l, taking 2 common out. 2 times breadth plus length is the perimeter. You understood this point? Okay, so now what is the value of this? 2 times breadth plus length is 80 meter. Is 80 meter. So what is breadth plus length? Breadth plus length is 80 by 2. 80 by 2, that is 40. And what is breadth we have considered? It is x, right? So x plus l is equal to 40. Then what is length? What is length then? Length is 40 minus x, right? I'm taking x to that side. So considering length as 40 minus x and breadth as x, this as x, we have to find out that situation. You understood this point now? Now, by using the given perimeter, I have found out the length, and breadth I have considered it as x. Listen carefully. Now, length into breadth is our area, right? Length into breadth is our area. So, what is breadth? X. X into 40 minus x. And what is the area they have given? It is 400, right? So, given, again given is x into 40 minus x. This is breadth multiplied by length is equal to 400. That is area, right? Area is breadth into length. So x 40x minus x square minus 400 is equal to 0. So it is actually minus x square plus 40x, right, minus 400. There is no change in this. Okay, multiply minus throughout, it will actually give us x square minus 40x and plus 400. This is actually the quadratic equation explaining this situation. Okay, now let us find out the discriminant. Given the discriminant b square minus 4ac, okay, what is b here? B is minus 40, right? B square is minus 40 square minus 4. A is 1. You can see that A is 1 and C is 400. C is 400. That is plus 400, right? So it is 40 square is 1600 minus this is also 1600. So the roots are real and equal. The roots are real and equal. Okay. So therefore the roots are real and equal. And what are those? Let us find out. X is equal to minus b. What is minus b? Minus of minus 40 minus b plus or minus what is square root of discriminant is 0. So you don't have to worry about that part. Divided by 2a, which is 1. 2 into 1. A is 1, right? Okay. So minus of minus, it is 40 plus 40. So that is x is equal to 40 by 2, which is x is equal to 20. X is equal to 20 and 20. You have to write x is equal to 20 and 20. So what is x we considered as breadth of the rectangular. So finally what we want is breadth, length and breadth of the rectangle. What that is what they are asking. Okay. Length and breadth we are finding out. So therefore the breadth is equal to x is equal to 20 meter and length, what is the length? Length is 40 minus x, that is also 20. 40 minus x, sorry, 40 minus I can write 20, that is also 20. Let us see whether the situation is correct or not. 20 meter are the length and breadth of the rectangle. So if you add 20 20 20 24 times, it will be 80 and 80 is the perimeter. Is it correct? If you multiply 20 to 20, it will give you 40 400. 400 meter square is the area of the rectangle. So that is the solution. Understood this point? Okay, let us, okay, now this completes all the exercise problems of 4.3, exercise problems 4.3, and this completes the chapter 4 quadratic equations also. So before we complete, let us quickly revise what we have studied in this chapter. Okay, so we saw what exactly is a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation in variable x is of the form, this is that ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, it is exactly the quadratic polynomial equated to 0, where a, b, c are real, and you know that a should not be equal to 0. Now if we can factorize ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0, into product of two linear factors, that is factorization method. They are talking about factorization method, where you actually split the middle term and find out the two factors, and you represent the two factors in the multiplication of two linear equations, right? Then the roots of the quadratic equation can be found by equating each factor to 0. You know that, right? When you find out the two factors, you will say x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. So by equating the both the factors to 0, you can find out the roots they are saying. And finally, in this and previous session, we have seen the roots of a quadratic equation can be directly found out by the given equation x is equal to minus b plus or minus discriminant divided by 2a, where discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Provided b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0, then you will make use of this formula to find out the roots. If it is less than 0, you will not actually find out the roots. Okay, so based on the discriminant value b square minus 4ac, whether it is greater than, equal, or less than 0, we will decide the nature of the roots finally. And what was that? If the two roots are distinct and real, then the value of the b square minus 4ac quantity discriminant is greater than 0. If it is equal to 0, then we say that the roots are real and equal. If there are no real root exist, then the discriminant value b square minus 4ac will be less than 0. Okay, so this is all about the quadratic equations chapter 4. I hope you understood all the concepts in this chapter. Okay, let us continue with chapter 5 in the next session. Okay, thank you.